Hello, folks. Welcome back. We've gone through everything almost. WrestleMania was tonight. I don't think that's the last thing I'm going to see. There's still. I might watch Style Battle from Evolve. Maybe I might watch Evolve 103 as well. Those are the only two shows that I think I'd probably want to watch that I haven't watched. I heard Style Battle was actually maybe enjoyable. We will see. I might watch it, I might not. But we're not here to talk about that. We're not here to talk about other stuff. We're here to talk about what most of you wanted me to talk about, which is WWE, which is WrestleMania. So, WrestleMania. So, probably leading up to this, I had said that if I was going to New Orleans, I probably would have skipped WrestleMania because there was really nothing that was jumping out on me on the card. I didn't like a lot of the build to the card. Then Daniel Bryan got on the card. I was like, yeah, I probably would go. Or I would go now. So, that all said, this was a very, 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 very long show. This was 7 hours. 7 hours. Think about that. 7 hours. Let's just say all you did was the WWE stuff, which meant you'd already seen the Hall of Fame, which went probably, I don't even know how long the Hall of Fame went, but let's say 3 hours at least. Probably went longer than that. Then you went to TakeOver, which was probably, another 3 hours. Now you're going to set through a 7-hour WrestleMania. Then you're going to set through a 3-hour Raw and then a 2-hour SmackDown. That's like a lot of stuff. There's a lot of WWE. So, yeah. Not big fan of 7 hours. I don't think they need to do 7-hour show. Even with the pre-show, I think 4 hours would be fine. I understand that a lot of the pay-per-views are probably going to be 4 hours now, so let's just say 5 hours. I think 5 hours, you can't get your shit in 5 hours, then there's something wrong. And of course, everyone's gonna say, well, then not everybody can be on the pay-per-view. I don't think everybody needs to be at WrestleMania. I think if you put everybody on the card in WrestleMania, it devalues WrestleMania. I really think it should be like, these are the matches. I think it highlights those matches more. I think this is the show where, okay, these are the matches we're putting on. Everybody's getting time. These are all going to be great. There you go. I think that benefits WrestleMania more. And of course, you can throw in your WrestleMania stuff that you want to throw in, but I don't think it needs to be 7 hours. 7 hours is way too long. 5 hours for just a normal, I mean, it was a 5-hour normal pay-per-view. There was 2 hours of pre-show. So, maybe 6. If you're going to do a pre-show, it doesn't need to be 7. 7's way too long. But let's get on with the wrestling. So, first thing we had was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Ton of guys in the ring because, of course, everybody's got to get on the card. So all these guys were in the ring, and it was not a very. This is one of those, when people say they don't like battle royals, this is a battle royal you can point to because this wasn't very good. The end was cool because Matt Hardy won with Bray Wyatt's help, so I guess they're going to be a tag team, which will be kind of cool. I think, I really do. I think it serves a couple purposes because I know they probably see Jeff as the bigger star whenever Jeff comes back, if Jeff comes back, but also they can be kind of this weird duo that I think probably will come forward and be probably pretty good, I would think, but who knows what they're going to do. But that I thought the ending was good because of that. Is on the pre-show, so it was what it was. Then we had the Cruiserweight Battle Royal, or the Cruiserweight title match after they had done the championship tournament. Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. This was good. It wasn't great. Really it wasn't the show stealer that I think a lot of people were hoping it would be. It was very much not what we had been seeing. So that probably the regular people that do WWE got a hold of it and said, go out there and do this, and not go out there and do this. So that was, especially after you've seen all this great indie stuff, and this should be more along those lines, and that's not what you get. Yeah, it's going to be just kind of okay. Then we had the Women's Battle Royal. This suffered kind of the same as there was probably too many girls in there. They had to bring in a lot of people from NXT. 3 people got entrances, and that was it. You had, let's see, who got entrances? You got Bayley, Sasha, and Becky Lynch. They're the only 3 to get entrances. Nobody else got entrances, which was kind of weird. I think because especially since there were girls in there that nobody really knew. You had Beth Phoenix on commentary. You had Paige on commentary, which I don't know why she was on commentary. I will also say this: if I see another one of those stupid Paige commercials for the stupid movie where I'm sitting, after like the 3rd time I saw it, I just tweeted out, if this was the best take they got of this, how fucked up was she when she showed up? Because she looks like she's drunker than all get out, or she's just on really, really good pain meds and just high as a kite because of her neck. So it was just really bad. There was a moment where Cole turned to her and was talking about like something about her injury, and she wasn't going to be able to be on WrestleMania, and she was kind of like, well, maybe next year, kind of like, fuck you, type of thing. But anyway, she was all over the place. She was either really drunk or I don't know. But yeah, so for those of you that were live at the show and didn't hear the commentary, be glad. The commentary was not good for this match at all. Beth was trying to like say stuff, and she would say stuff, and then somebody would get eliminated. It was really weird. Like the person she was trying to like talk up would get eliminated, like as she was talking about it. It was really strange. But the match was good. The NXT girls got to shine a little bit, so that was good. So it was pretty good. Then we got the actual start of the show. Started with the Intercontinental title match with Seth Rollins and The Miz and Finn Balor, and this was great. And anyone that thought that The Miz being in this match was going to probably hurt it a lot probably owes Miz a big apology, because he didn't. This was an excellent match. It was really good. It delivered. It was a great opener, and yeah, so there was that. Then we got, after that, we got Charlotte versus Asuka right after that. This was really good, or great, I would say, especially given how the women usually are treated. They let them go out there, they let them do their thing. I would say that Charlotte beating Asuka, I think, was a huge mistake, because I do think that who should beat her is Ronda, like at SummerSlam. I think you build it up and you make it this thing, and then I think you could actually main event SummerSlam with Ronda versus Asuka, and that would be awesome. And instead, you had Charlotte beat her, which, match was everything that you had hoped it would have been. So there we go. Then you had Jinder Mahal taking on Randy Orton, taking on Randy Rude, Bobby Roode, and Rusev. This was pretty good. You had 3 guys in this match that I think most people just wouldn't care about, and then you had Rusev, who was the most over guy and was probably one of the most over guys on the whole show, and of course he took the pin from Jinder Mahal, so yes. Then we got what a lot of people thought was going to main event the show, and it didn't end up main eventing the show, which it probably should have, honestly. But Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. This was actually great. Everyone was really scared this was going to go way long, and it went long, and we shouldn't have been scared about it, because I don't know who set up this match. Maybe it was Triple H, but it was really freaking great. I'm sure they practiced it a bunch. I'm sure a lot of stuff happened, but it was really good. They played the whole Rousey versus Stephanie thing really, really well. The end of the match was really good. They actually had Ronda put Triple H and almost tap him. So it was very enjoyable. It was a lot of fun. It was a mess of a match, don't get me wrong, but it was a lot of fun. And anyone that thought that Ronda was going to get booed at this building, she was like the second most over person in the entire show. So yeah, there we go. Then we had the Bludgeon Brothers taking on the New Day, taking on the Usos. This kind of sucked for the Usos because, you know, the whole thing was, you know, they wanted their WrestleMania match. They got their WrestleMania match, and it was pretty much a squash for the Bludgeon Brothers. So, yeah, it was still pretty good, but yeah. So John Cena was at the show. He was in the crowd, which shows that the WWE can do stuff like this when they actually want to. But he was in the crowd. He was taking pictures with people before the show. It was this big thing. They kept showing John Cena, though, which that was completely overkill. But kept showing him. And then a ref came and said, he's here. And so John Cena jumped the rail and running up the thing in his street clothes. And he came out later. And when he came out later, the lights went out and Elias came out. Which was, I guess, okay. You know, he was able to do what he does best, which is play and get on the mic and get good heat, and everyone was like, "Brr, brr." And so John Cena beat him up and then was walking up the ramp, and then they did this big, huge production. The Undertaker was there, and then we got a squash match with the Undertaker squashing John Cena, which was really strange, but yeah. So the Undertaker won in a really short match, and there we go. So then we got Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and this match was very disappointing because they start the match. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens attack Daniel Bryan. It looks like he's like laying on the side of the outside the ring for forever. Everyone's looking at him. It actually looks like it's a 2-on-1 with Shane McMahon. So Shane McMahon is in there way too long, and it was just while he was in there. Then Daniel Bryan finally got in there. This was pretty horrible while that was going on. And then Daniel Bryan finally got back in there. And it got better. And it got better. And then it ended. And this went probably way too long. They didn't have to go. Whoever booked it the way they did completely screwed it up. It didn't need to have all the extra stuff that it had. So, yeah, there we go. Then we had Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. With Nia winning, which was good, but the match went way too long. This really needed to be a quick squash. I get what they want to do with Nia Jax, but this is where the WWE has a huge problem, because since they are so bad at like long-term booking, the problem is that Nia and Asuka should not have been on the same brand together. They should have had Nia like either on SmackDown or Asuka on SmackDown, whatever, and Nia just running through people, being a complete and utter just monster, and just destroying people, and she'd be over so much more, but that's not what they did. So there we go. But and that's not what we got here, which is what we should have got here. I understand they like Alexa Bliss, but given what they say they want the women's division to be versus who they put as the top person on Raw for the women's division to be, which is not Nia Jax, it's Alexa Bliss. I guess it'll be Ronda now, but you know, we'll see. That's very counterproductive. I get, and people are going to say, "Oh, but Alexa's, you know, she gets good heat, and she's all," and she does a lot of good things, but she's not who you need to center everything around, because it is counterproductive of what you say you want to do. Then we had probably the match that most people were looking the most forward to on this show, which was AJ Styles versus Nakamura, and this so underdelivered. I would put all the blame on, well, I'd put part of the blame on Nakamura. Probably part of the blame was they were told out there and told to do a certain type of match, and that's what they did. This looks like it's going to be the first match in a feud. If this is going to be the first match in a feud, this should have been like farther up the card somewhere. But yeah, it just never got out of like second gear. And as is the case, Nakamura is being WWE Nakamura and not the Nakamura that everyone remembers. So the New Japan match, that it looks nothing like this match, completely blows this match out of the water, and this match was just okay. So there we go. Then we had Braun Strowman and Nicholas the Kid Fan taking on the Bar. The Bar came out. They had a pretty cool entrance. Oh, and I should talk about Nakamura's entrance. I should talk about entrances because we got lots of entrances. One of the things that, you know, I knew Finn wasn't going to win because we didn't get the Demon entrance. Charlotte got a pretty freaking awesome entrance. I don't remember. I guess Bobby Roode probably got the best entrance of like all of that. Stephanie and Triple H came out on motorcycles, so there was that. The New Day had little pancake people when they came out. Undertaker had Undertaker's entrance. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan and Sami Zayn, that was basically just Daniel Bryan's entrance was kind of the thing there. Then Nakamura. Nakamura had fucking awesome entrance. If you've ever seen the Suzuki entrance where his song is played live, this was up there with that, which is pretty freaking up there as far as entrances go. So yeah. But anyways, the bar came out. They came out on like a float, and it was supposed to be, the bar is open all the time at Mardi Gras, blah 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 blah. But so Braun Strowman came out. They said, "Who's your fan?" He goes, "Well, I haven't picked anyone because I'm gonna pick a fan. I'm gonna pick a fan." So he picked some kid. When I'm making this, not exactly sure who the kid was. Could have been a WWE official's kid. Wouldn't surprise me if it was a Make-A-Wish thing. Who knows? It was a Make-A-Wish thing. That's kind of cool. If it wasn't, and it was just them throwing a kid out there, that's kind of stupid. So yeah. But yeah, the match was Braun just destroying people and the kid. So like I said, if it was a Make-A-Wish thing, that would have been kind of cool in hindsight, but it might not have been that. So yeah. Then we had Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, which we knew we were probably going to have for a year. And the fans pretty much shit all over it because it was like, well, Brock's leaving. We don't really like Roman. We're going to play with beach balls and we're going to chant stuff we want to chant. It was like Raw. It was like Raw will be tomorrow. Which is kind of weird because they hard way had Roman bleeding. That meant nothing to the match. None of it meant anything to the match. Let's see, Roman, I think it's 6 or 8 F5s he kicked out of. After no one had kicked out of F5s, all, but nobody cared because it was like, we don't give a shit about this match. And the big surprise was that Brock Lesnar won. So I guess we'll find out what's going to happen with that. I don't know what's going to happen with it. I think probably the coolest thing would happen would be if Daniel Bryan took on Brock Lesnar. But we might not get that. But that would be kind of cool if we had Daniel Bryan taking on Brock Lesnar. That's the only thing I can figure of why you would do this. There was a lot of weird booking on this show. None of the booking was just so WWE booking. Where it's evident like they don't think that things matter. And it's like things matter. And the show was so long. And there was this and there was that. So the show was, I guess, good. I guess it was okay. The show was okay because the start of the show was awesome. And then it just fell off a cliff and fell off a cliff very fast. So yeah, so there was that, and to the point of I tweeted out that after it, I was like, you know what? If I was in New Orleans, I would probably be going to the WWN after party thing because they're having a Kaiju Big Battle matches, and I'd been like, I'm going to that because I need to cleanse this out of my palate, my wrestling palate, because leading up to this was a pretty good weekend. This, wrestling is very strong. Wrestling is very cool. Wrestling is you can see that there's good stuff out there, and then WWE comes out and just does this. Nightmare Balor said that, this is the same company that gave us the I can't think of what you call it. They gave us NXT TakeOver, which was really, really, really awesome. And not very good. Or not very good. Listen to me. It's late. It's so late. They gave us that, and he was like, "This is the same company that gave us that." I'm like, "Yeah, but it's not the same people doing it. That's the problem. If it was the same people who were doing TakeOver, then this would probably be awesome, and they would probably do better, and matches would make more sense. And at the worst, every match probably would have gone too long, but it would be my only really right. But yeah, this was okay. I've heard some people say worst WrestleMania ever. Like, be normally here. This was not the worst WrestleMania ever. There was some great stuff on here. Can't be the worst, but it was okay because it was so long. But anyways, with that, like I said, I might be back with some of the stuff that I haven't talked about WrestleMania weekend, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if I'll get to it, but if I do, I do. So later.